If you're a real estate agent, this book will change your life. 87% of real estate agents fail. And it's not because they don't try enough, it's not because they're not working hard enough or they're not talented. Most of the time it's because they're focusing on the wrong things and they don't know what to focus on. They feel overwhelmed, they're spread too thin, they're doing 100 different things, they're overworked, and they can't really get much progress because the things they are focusing on aren't really moving the money needle. And that's exactly why this book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, is the most important book you can read as a real estate agent or as a business owner in general. It changed my life, and one of the most important things to note is that Gary Keller is the owner of KW, Keller Williams, one of the biggest brokerages in the world. And he's also the author of the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. But I would argue that this book is just as important. In this book, you'll understand exactly what things you should be focusing on. And it's giving you a foolproof way and a guaranteed way to see success. It changed my life and my business. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 reasons why most real estate agents fail. And on top of that, I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can use and implement from this book to help you become a top producing agent. And if you apply these principles, it will allow you to have a better quality of life, reduce stress, having high focus on the things you should be focusing on, and actually giving you purpose and meaning in your life where you feel like you're actually pro. I'm excited to show you all about it, so let's dive right in. So here are the 5 reasons why most real estate agents fail. And the first one is overwhelm, right? They're not sure where to focus their time. Most agents and people in general wake up every day with a massive to-do list. I have to do this, I have to speak to this person, I have to go to this place, I have to update my website, I have to do social media, cold calling, 1,000,001 different things they have. But by trying to do all of these things and not knowing which ones are the most important things and which are the non-negotiables that are going to move the money needle and actually get them business, they feel stuck. They feel overwhelmed. And for example, you might spend hours updating your website, designing your logo, building business cards, or printing them out, which none of those things are actually making you money. None of those things are actually getting you new business. So that's where overwhelm comes into play, because you're doing things you shouldn't be doing and you think you should be doing, but really and truly, they're stopping you from doing the things you must be doing to grow the company. Second biggest killer is shiny object syndrome. Trying to basically do everything. Every new trend, every new TikTok, every new AI video, every new ad, every new cold calling script. You're trying to do 100 different and one things because you've seen the great results some other agents are getting. Could be someone in your office who's actually getting great results from cold calling, so you try cold calling. And then your complaint doesn't work for you because you tried it twice. It could be someone's running Facebook ads and getting great results, but you try it, you never get the results because every time you do try something, you don't put in the necessary amount of work and reps to actually get the results. You get excited to start something new, you implement it, and as soon as it doesn't work for you or you don't get the results you wanted, you stop, you blame the market, you say it doesn't work, and you move on to the next thing. And you're in this constant cycle of constantly trying new things, but not sticking to one thing and getting good at that. Like a newsflash, everything works. Cold calling works, door knocking works, Facebook ads works, Google ads work, networking works. But the reason why it doesn't work for most people is because they don't dedicate enough time to actually learn the skill. Every one of those different things actually requires skills you need to learn. And if you're not putting in the time and you're not being consistent and you're not showing up to actually learn those skills, you're not going to get anywhere. Third thing is lack of time. Everyone complains that there's a lack of time. I don't have enough time to do this. I'm too busy. Nobody has enough time in the day to actually do all of the things they want to be doing. And the reason why that's happened is because we try to do too many things at once. Most agents are busy. They're doing 100 different things, but really and truly the problem is that they're doing figure eights. They're doing the same thing over and over again and not getting the right results because they're busy doing the wrong things. Everyone's busy, but the question you need to ask yourself is, what are you busy doing? This moves on to the 4th biggest killer, which is multitasking. Multitasking is the biggest lie and the biggest productivity killer. I used to be this person that used to have my WhatsApp open, my CRM open, my calls ringing, everything happening all at once. And I was trying to solve 1,000,001 problems at the same time. I'll jump from task to task to task to task. And every single time, I feel like I'm busy and I'd go home thinking, I did so much today, I was so busy. But really and truly, the amount of time I wasted jumping from different tasks and not putting my focus on one thing and getting that one thing done was the reason why I couldn't grow my business. Studies actually show it takes up to 23 minutes to fully regain focus on the task you were doing before. So if you're doing lead generation and your email rings or your phone rings and you have a notification, you go to that thing and then go back to your lead gen, you're losing 23 minutes every time you shift task. Think about it. You can lose up to 2 to 3 hours every day just trying to regain focus on the thing you are trying to accomplish. We need to understand that being productive is actually focusing on one thing and getting the result you wanted. Not trying 100 different one things, being distracted every single second, and thinking you're busy, but really and truly, you're not getting anywhere. And the fifth and the biggest killer that I see happening on a daily basis is not having a clear plan. Working without a strategy. I deal with hundreds of real estate agents on a daily basis. And it shocks me to see how many people don't even have a goal, don't even have daily tasks, don't have KPIs set out for themselves, have no clear vision and plan of what they actually want and why they actually are an agent and who they want to serve and who they want to help. They just go into business hoping that things are going to come to them. That's a way to guarantee failure. Most agents just wing it. Wake up in the morning, try to do some calls, no plan, no accountability, no consistency. And the reason for it is because there's no clear plan and vision of what they want in their lives, how much money they want to be making, how much impact they want to be having. Because without being clear on those things, where are you even going? Why are you even doing the things you want to do? So it's super important to always have a clear plan, goal, and a roadmap of how you're going to get there. And I'm now going to show you the 5 most important lessons you can take from the book, The One Thing, that can completely change the way you think, the way you work, and the success you have in your life. So the first and most important lesson is to know your plan and know your why. Understand and write down on a piece of paper, how much money do you want to make this year? How many properties do you want to sell? And we can start reverse engineering that goal into the daily tasks you have to do. Those are your non-negotiables. So if I want to make 100,000 in commissions this year, and I can get the average price of a home in my area, what I can start figuring out is how many calls do I need to make on a daily basis? How many leads do I have to have in my database that I need to contact every single day? How many appointments do I need to set on a weekly basis? And how many properties do I need to close to be able to hit my goal? When I have that plan, everything else becomes easier because now I know how to prioritize my tasks. I can know every single day I need to make 15 phone calls, I need to add 5 people to my database. And if I do those things and I focus on the process, not on the end goal, but on the process of what I should be doing on a daily basis to help me get there, that's when success comes. Success is the process. Success is not having a big goal and just wishing you can achieve it. Success is waking up every single day and knowing I have to do these things to get me closer to where I want to go. And ask yourself, what is the one thing? What is the one thing I can focus on every single day that's going to get me closer to my someday goal? Now, if you want access to a free document where you can actually understand your goal, reverse engineer your goal, and create your daily plans and daily steps, comment down below and I'll be able to send you over a specific sheet that will be able to help you calculate these things for you. Now, the second lesson is to live by priority. Now that we have a clear goal, we need to understand how can I prioritize my tasks to make sure I'm focusing on the right things. Instead of trying to do everything, which most agents who fail do, instead we need to focus on a few things every single day that are going to move the money needed. And that's how you become a top producer. Once we understand our why and our goal, we can then figure out what the priority of our tasks need to be on a daily basis, which will teach you how to start saying no to 100 different things. Achievers always work from a sense of priority, and your success is based on how narrow you can make your focus and what tasks you are focusing on to be able to help you to get there. So every single day, I want you to identify your priority. What are the tasks that are going to help me get to my goal? Number 1 is lead generation. Number 2 is qualifying leads. Number 3 is setting appointments. Number 4 is getting listings. So how can I do one task every single day to actually help me get there? Whether it be cold calling, lead generation on Facebook ads, whatever it may be, you need to time block times in your day to be able to focus on these things. And you need to learn to say no. One of the most powerful things is to learn how to say no. Say no to things that don't serve you. Don't say yes to every single plan, every single coffee date, every single meeting. You need to focus on protecting your time and focus on priority first. So let's say in your calendar you've time blocked 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to work on lead generation. And a colleague messages you or emails you or an old friend messages you saying, listen, are you free for a coffee at 9:30? You say no. Because now your time is focused and you can protect the things you need to be focusing on to make sure you're doing the right things. Number 3, which was a massive game changer for me, was understanding the difference between a success list versus a task list. Like I said earlier, most people have a task list of the things they have to do today. Call this person, go on this appointment, meet this person, go for coffee. But what we need to start understanding is shifting a task list to a success list. Once we write down the things we have to do today, we need to understand what out of these things, what are the 5 most important things from this list that I can do that's going to guarantee me getting closer to my goal. I used to go home after work and check out all of these lists. I did so much today. I got all of these things done. But really and truly, I got nowhere. I was busy but doing the wrong thing. So understand that. Get your task list and change it into a success list and understand what are the 3 to 5 most important things I could be focusing on today that are going to get me closer to where I want to go. Identify the biggest bottlenecks in your business. What's stopping you from growing? And focus on those things first rather than just trying to do everything all at once. For example, if your task list says create a logo, create a website, but you have no leads coming into your pipeline, all you should be focusing on your success list should be calling up leads, running ads, getting actual leads into your database, not doing things you shouldn't be doing. Number 4, which I feel is one of the most important and biggest things you can change in your life, is something called time blocking. Time management is a superpower. And if you don't know how to protect your time, you're going to be someone else's time. Time blocking means to schedule the most important tasks in your day, specifically so that you can focus on those things, where you have no interruptions, you have no distractions, and you can actually get the work you need to get done. So for example, for me, I have at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. is where I just focus on lead generation. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb mode. I don't open emails. I don't open social media. I go in a separate room in the office, and that's all I'm focusing on. Because now my attention is undivided and I can actually focus on the things I need to do. I do not book any meetings. I do not book any calls. I don't accept any calls. I protect my time because I know if I could do those things, I'm going to reach my goals and I'm going to get closer to those goals because this is the thing I should be focusing on. Another thing to note here is win the morning, win the day. If you can focus the most important tasks in the morning, that's when you have most energy and most focus. So in doing so, lead generation, calling up your leads will be done in the first part of your day. You actually book them into your calendar. So no one can actually call you and you can't actually get distracted. That's how you'll be able to get things done. So I want you to stop for a second and think, okay, open up your calendar and write down time blocks in your specific days where you're going to be doing specific tasks. So it could be 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. lead generation, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. following up with clients. And it could say from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. is when you go on appointments. Because if you're going on appointments in every single part of the day, you're never going to be able to focus on one thing only. You're going to have to go on the appointment, read the client, get distracted, come back to the office. You wasted 3 hours of your day. And then the lead generation becomes a thing of, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow you have another appointment. Think about how much time you can save and how you can protect your time to focus on the things you have to focus on. Time management and time blocking is a key game changer for you that will completely change the way you work and allow you to have focus on the things you need to be focusing on. And the 5th and last lesson is not being distracted. All these lessons tie into each other, and it's all about having focus on the right things. But having clear focus means not being distracted by the outside world. Now, if you time block correctly, if you understand your goals, if you have a success list, but you have your phone in front of you all day, ringing, calling, messaging, social media, checking up the news, whilst you're doing these tasks, it's pretty much useless because your attention is not focused on one thing. So what you can always do is open up your phone and click on Do Not Disturb. Take off all notifications. If you're on your laptop, you can do the same thing. There's loads of apps you can use to block out your email notifications, your social media notifications, and just focus on the things you have to be doing. It's a superpower you can learn and you can implement into your life that allow you to reduce stress and have singular focus on the things you need to be doing, giving you more clarity, giving you a less stress-free life, and allowing you to see progress because the things you are focusing on actually matter. And that's it. If there's one thing you can take away from this book, it's not about doing 1,000,001 things. It's about focusing on one thing and one thing only. Ask yourself this every single time you wake up. What is the one thing I can do today that's going to get me closer to where I want to go? And will make all of the other tasks irrelevant. Focus on that thing because that's what's going to guarantee your success.